Device groups in Jamf Pro are used to organize iOS, iPadOS, and tvOS devices that share similar attributes. They're used to run reports, scope management tasks, and stay current on the state of managed devices. My name is Nate. Welcome to Device Groups. If you haven't checked out Advanced Device Inventory Searches, we'd recommend starting there, where we explore logic that impacts both advanced searches and smart groups. A significant difference between advanced searches and groups is groups may only contain managed devices and can be used to scope management tasks like configuration profiles, apps, and books. Device groups come in two flavors: static groups and smart groups. Static device groups provide a way to organize mobile devices by assigning them to a group. These groups have fixed memberships that must be configured manually. Common uses include groups of testing devices, lab devices located in the same physical location, or devices with a similar purpose like kiosks. For example, if we navigate to the Devices tab in Jamf Pro and click Static Device Groups, we can create a group of devices for testing. First, click New and give this group a name like Test Devices. Then click Assignments, and it's as easy as selecting the checkbox next to the device name you want included in this group. After selections have been made, click Save. Now, this group of devices can be used as a target or exclusion when configuring scope. Next, let's take a look at smart device groups. Unlike static device groups, smart group membership is dynamic. They will add or remove members based on the criteria we set and whether that criteria is met by the device's inventory records. Jamf Pro contains a few smart device groups by default. Navigate to the Devices tab and select Smart Device Groups. Let's select All Managed iPads and take a peek at the criteria used. Click Criteria, and we can see the criteria contains model with the like operator chosen and a value of iPad. Select View at the bottom, and we can see the devices whose model name contains the word iPad. Regardless of whether it's an iPad Pro or a 5th generation iPad, it'll show up in this list. From here, we can perform mass actions, including remote commands, which are detailed in our Device Inventory and Remote Commands video. Let's try building our own smart group. Navigate to Smart Device Groups in the sidebar and select New. When naming smart device groups, it's helpful to use a detailed and consistent naming convention. In this case, I'll name the group iOS version less than 13 in Eau Claire. An option to be notified on group membership change is available below the group name. This is great for groups that, for example, determine if a device hasn't submitted inventory for many weeks. Just be cautious, because you'll receive an email for each device entering or leaving the group, which, when many devices are involved, can result in a high volume of email correspondence. Next, select the Criteria tab, click Add, and if the criteria you're looking for does not appear in this list, you may need to select Show Advanced Criteria. Choose iOS version. Change the operator from is to less than, and provide a value of 13. Because we want to find devices running an OS version earlier than iOS 13 in Eau Claire, we need to add one more piece of criteria to this group. Select Add and choose Building. Leave the operator as is, which will find the exact matches for our value, and change the value to Eau Claire. For many pieces of criteria, we can also select the Browse button to the right of the Value field to display a list of values related to that criteria. In this case, our buildings. Finally, select Save in the bottom right. After saving, we can choose to add this to the Jamf Pro dashboard by selecting the checkbox in the top right. Selecting View will reveal the devices belonging to this group, and returning to the dashboard will show our group, where it can easily be monitored. Let's create a similar group that includes more than one building. Navigate back to the Devices tab, select Smart Device Groups, select iOS version less than 13 in Eau Claire, and click Clone in the bottom right. This will copy the name and any criteria specified from the existing group without overwriting it. Name this iOS version less than 13 in Eau Claire or Minneapolis. Select the Criteria tab and add another piece of criteria to the right. Select Choose next to Building and enter Minneapolis in the Value field. Because we're looking for devices in Eau Claire or Minneapolis, we need to flip the and/or menu to or on the left. Additionally, because we want the iOS version criteria to apply to both Eau Claire and Minneapolis, we must surround the building criteria in parentheses. This is achieved with the menu to the left of the Eau Claire building criteria by selecting the open parentheses, and the menu to the right of the Minneapolis value by selecting the closed parentheses. The last tab along the top allows us to automatically set the wallpaper for devices in this group. If we want to set a special wallpaper to inform users they're running a less than up-to-date operating system, we could upload a custom image and apply it to the lock screen, home screen, or both. I'm going to select both, then Upload Wallpaper Image, and I have one right here on my desktop. Select it from the Finder, then Choose and Upload. Finally, click Save and View to see all members currently belonging to this group. When we start deploying configuration profiles and apps, we can use the static and smart groups we've created to scope to specific devices without needing to individually keep track of which of our hundreds or thousands of devices need specific management. That's all for this lesson on device groups. Thanks for watching.